right, so we are here with Deanna Rounds, and she's with Peachtree Pest Control. And we're going to start off with a question from Jim right off the bat. He had a great question. Jim?
Okay, so the thing is, and I'm off camera, but it's you're building this beautiful home on a beautiful piece of property, but you can't enjoy it outside because the mosquitoes are so bad. So my question are twofold. One is, do you have any recommendations for landscape design to reduce the amount of mosquitoes? And the other thing is, what do I need to do so I can just go outside and not get eaten up?
Well, let me address the first question, the landscaping portion of things. Typically, you want to have no standing water anywhere around the property.
So like a lake?
Well, a bucket, areas where, like a bird bath, for instance, standing water. I don't want to have standing water. You can also get a French drain in the yard to actually drain some of that excess, especially when we receive a lot of heavy rain in Georgia. This other thing is you want to make sure that your mulch is at least 3 inches away from the side of your home so that it actually promotes drainage. That will help with the mosquitoes and other insects as well. The other thing we can do is a mosquito control service where we would actually liberally apply around the entire perimeter of the home. We would do all the underside of all the vegetation and landscaping materials like your holly bushes, azaleas, all the undersides of those leaves are harboring a lot of mosquito eggs. We want to put that growth regulator product on there to keep those eggs from hatching as well as killing the adults on contact.
So you don't just spray the leaves, you spray the undersides of the leaves.
Yes, that's where the eggs are being laid.
That's got to be a neat trick.
Well, we actually have a blower, gas blower, and we actually target it at about 30 miles an hour to actually come out and adhere. And of course, if you have a fence line, you would want to do the wood to earth contact portion all around the entire edge. Any dew drop can harbor about 100 mosquito eggs. So if you target that area, you will get those eggs from hatching. So.
Did you know that in the Minnesota state bird is a mosquito? No. Sorry. Anyway. So what services do you offer?
Peachtree Pest Control is a family-owned and operated company. We've been in business for 45 years. We offer termite control with warranties. We offer mosquito control, pest control, of course. And we also have a sister company called Atlanta Wildlife that does wildlife removal services as well as rodent issues that may become problematic in the home, such as rats, flying squirrels, raccoons, possums. Snake control we also do.
Snake control.
Yes. In the South, you want to...
Tell us about the cicada issue, if you could.
This is a 17-year brood. So every 17 years, they will come up from the ground and go crazy. And they are about 3 inches in length. They're kind of ugly. But when they come out, think about it, that they are a food source for a lot of other things, such as lizards and snakes. Yeah. Yeah. So just like when I have a customer that calls me up saying, I am getting all of these spiders in my home. Well, they probably are being dragged to a food source. So if you get the insects out, mosquitoes are going to have to seek life elsewhere.
So I can imagine how you deal with possums and raccoons. What do you do with snakes?
There are 2 things we can do. We have a product called Snake Away. It is a dry granule product that we apply every 30 days. It has a sulfurous smell, so snakes don't care for it. Or if we know it is really large and poisonous snakes, or they're in an area like your crawl space and there's a lot of them, like rattlesnakes, we've seen that, where there was 100 of them in a crawl space. It was a little creepy. So in that case, we're not going to go in there and just start willy-nilly picking stuff up. We'll actually have these industrial, Cahaba is the name of the trap, where it actually will go in there and there's an industrial glue in there. They're stuck to it, they can't get out. So there's always something we can...
Hopefully none of us will have to worry about that.
Not either, but if you're ever in Georgia and need that service, give us a call.
So let's talk about mosquitoes. I find mosquitoes extremely annoying, as many of our consumers will. How effective is it? What do you spray, or do you use those propane tanks? Is it an ongoing thing or a one-time application?
It is a ongoing, once-a-month application in order to have the best outcome, which is actual mosquito reduction. There's nothing on the market that is legal. That would be 100%. But we'll get about 85% reduction rate because we're getting those eggs to not even hatch. So there's always going to be a few that are going to get there, but we're getting there.
I'm old enough to have sprayed property with DDT before they.
Yeah, you would have frowned upon that now.
Right. That was before it was illegal. I'm dating myself there. So, what other services have I not asked? I see you do warehouses, commercial, schools, daycare.
We do a lot of commercial buildings, especially here downtown Atlanta. As you know, any downtown area is going to have rodent problems. We did a lot of rodent services over COVID because all those restaurants closed. Rats had to go find a food source somewhere, and they went to the commercial buildings. Now that the restaurants were closed, so we have rodent boxes that we can use. Of course, we usually do not live trap those for obvious reasons. They carry diseases and such.
So you raise a good point. How was your business affected by COVID?
Not at all.
You were busy the whole time.
Well, people were home more often now and realized, wow, I have this annoying noise in my attic. Oh my gosh, I've got squirrels. Oh my gosh, let me get my insulation replaced. So we actually had a lot of people giving us calls going, hey, now that I'm stuck in my house, I didn't realize I had this problem. So in some ways, it was actually a really good year.
Jim, anything else?
Actually, you were talking about mosquitoes as far as prevention and then what to do, and they say an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So things like you talked about, like what to do to reduce mosquitoes, standing water, that sort of thing. Termites can cause a tremendous amount of damage. Now, being from Wisconsin, we don't have a termite issue. I'm in Atlanta now, right? But so the thing is, my question is, do you have any, like, obviously, once someone has termites, you have a process for that. But I'm really curious if you've got a home, especially if you're buying a new home, do you have any recommendations as far as what the best prevention is for this?
The best prevention is to actually have it inspected thoroughly by a technician at least once a year. Be aware of what is going on in your home. Look around. Don't just go mow the lawn. Hey, keep your eyes open and assess what's going on with your home. If you suspect something, call your termite provider. Have them look at it. That way you have peace of mind. That's the only best way you can prevent it.
And then, again, the termite thing is all new to me, but if someone does have a termite issue, is that where you tent the whole house, or is there? What's the process of eradicating termites?
You can do bait stations. If you have active termites, we would want to actually apply a liquid termiticide in and on the actual affected area. In most cases, we would also recommend to have the wood replaced and treated then. That way you're not looking at old damage or hoping you got them all. So.
Another thing that was new to me in Georgia was those bees that like to bore into the wood.
Carpenter bees.
So tell me about carpenter bees. What are they? Why are they just making a nest? Are they eating the wood? And what do you do to stop that?
Eggs. They're laying their larvae for their babies into that hole. So they will bore into it, lay their eggs, and then the babies will actually come out and eat that additional wood, and they will come to the same area repeatedly. We have seen homes where you could have a 2x4 and it is clean through the other side. I mean,
just like a bullet hole, kind of.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I've seen it attack an entire mailbox where it's barely staying like toothpicks. So.
Any suggestion of what to do with carpenter bees?
You would actually use Delta dust at least once per month, and actually put it into the hole, apply it. In some cases, if it's a really deep hole, you can make a little paste with a little bit of water and actually get it in there after you are sure that you have actually taken care of the larvae and removed it, putty it back up. However, the best prevention is either repainting or restaining every 2 to 3 years. The products in those bases, the carpenter bees do not like.
That's interesting.
So the Airbnb we're staying at has these giant cockroaches. I've never seen them this big. They're like 3 inches long.
Those are American roaches.
American roaches?
Yes.
and like
What's known as palmetto bugs or water bugs. They are ginormous, and they glide. Most people don't. They glide.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do they come in from the gutters?
Those usually they can come in from the gutters. They usually like tree areas, so they'll come in through there, the root system of the trees. The roaches that you'll typically see in your gutters are the smoky brown roaches. They love to have wet organic material. So if you're not cleaning your gutters as often as we all should, they will nest in there. When we get a real heavy rain, they will just kind of get flushed into your attic, and then you start seeing them in a bathroom drawer when you go to brush your hair, and you're like, ooh. But those are all treatable, absolutely. Dry granules, and there's a liquid application we can use as well.
Anything I didn't ask you that I should have asked you, or that customers typically ask?
No, they typically ask a lot of that, so I think we've touched on everything.
To know that what to expect with your services, so, how to prepare, that kind of thing.
Ask a lot of questions. Know what you're signing up for. Don't just go, oh, I just want pest control. I got a couple of ants. Ask, what are you using in my home? How often are you using it in my home? Hey, I've got pets, or I've got small children.
Okay.
You want to let them know about that kind of stuff. That way we don't use a product that the paws could get into or get sick or adverse reactions or something like that.
Deanna Rounds with Peachtree Pest Control. I want to thank you so much, and good luck during the show.
Absolutely. Same to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great day.